Hey guys, so a new update just dropped. We got some new battle cards and some new characters, which we're going to be talking about today. As you can see here, they put in Rock, Silent Night, Elizabeth. Those are two characters people really been looking forward to. Also got your boy here. So we're going to talk about all of them, but they also added a bunch of non-Fest characters that you may have missed. So we're going to go through them and see who's good, who's not. Because there's some really strong ones in there, and some characters that people were looking forward to. So let's take a look at those. We're going to go all the way to the bottom. So we're going to start at the bottom, go all the way to the top, and talk about the three new Fest characters. But first, let's see, I think 98 Chris is new. Cool background. So here's Chris, yellow defense type. He's got an okay leader skill. We'll go over here to cores. Boop, boop, boop. As you can see here, he's all about the crits. Nothing too special about his first couple skills here. And his third one just increases his crit rate by 5.4% for 7 seconds when using the skill. So he's just okay. Like, certainly better than some of the other Chris's, but nothing really to get too excited about. Here's one, 2002 Vice. Got a pretty good leader skill for green element fighters. She increases active skill damage by 20% when HP is 50% or less. And she recovers HP upon landing a crit. So those are pretty good. First two skills, not much to it. Last one inflicts a bleed. So, you know, her skills are a little lacking, but she's okay. One notable thing I thought was kind of interesting is for the Link character, she has one with Nekaruru for Love of Nature. So that's kind of unexpected. They got Paula in here with her big, weird, dumb eyes. That's such a weird choice. Also, it's got an okay leader skill for green characters. I actually really like her cores. They're not like the strongest ever, but I think they're pretty straightforward. Increase all team members' attack by 3% for 5 seconds for each attack. That stacks up to 5 times. So that's a pretty decent little chunk of damage there. There's no cooldown on it or anything. Next one deals additional shock damage equal to 10% of attack every 1 second for 2 seconds upon attacking. So a little bit of extra damage there. Very straightforward. Not like super potent numbers we're talking about here, but you know, I like them. Now skills here. The first one stuns the enemy for 2 seconds upon landing a crit hit 2 shocked enemies. So very specific. Next one gains super armor for 3 seconds when using a skill. So just gain super armor for that one. Next one, nothing special. Let's take a look at her skills, because maybe a lot of people haven't seen her skills in this before. Alright, there she is in her very awkward stance. So let's check it out. She zaps him. This is the one with super armor. And that's a cool one. I forgot she has eyes on her feet, too. Such a weird character. Here's her first finisher. And the last one. That's actually a really cool super. Got a new version of Shizuru, so all your Shizuru fans should be pretty excited about that. She increases the attack of your basic attack for green elements when your power is above 2 or more. Kind of interesting. Cores are neat as well. So right at the beginning, she gets 40% of power at the start of the stage. So that's going to help you with your damage on her leader skill. Also increases active skill damage by 12% for 3 cells or more. So active skill damage is really strong. First two skills, not much to it, but the third one it's a little different. Decreases enemies' power by 5% every 1 second for 5 seconds upon landing the skill. She's all about having power, but taking others away. 98 Shingu. There's a new Shingu up in town, but nobody cares. Moving on. Here is a pretty big one. Very unexpected. Junhoon. Man, I don't know how to say his name. I'm doing my best over here. I'd have Michelle come over here and tell me how to pronounce this name, but she's busy. So this guy increases Korean fighters' attack by 55%. That's actually pretty freaking awesome. Is that some Korean pride or what? Little side note, he's top fan club member for Athena. Don't call him a simp. Don't call him a simp. Everybody uses simp too much. Don't call him a simp. So let's take a look at the simp's cores. So the first one, he decreases the enemy's powers by 5% when attacked. And that has only a 1-second cooldown. So that can happen several times being attacked. And obtains power by 5% when landing a crit. So taking some power away, getting some power with the crits. Next one restores 5% HP every 1 second for 5 seconds when attacked while stunned, frozen, petrified. That has a 10-second cooldown. I wouldn't say these cores are like super powerful, but it does lessen the blow a little bit whenever you're getting beat up. Now, skills are pretty decent. So the first one gives him super armor. Second one doesn't do anything. But the third one gives him an attack and crit rate buff for 7 seconds. Those aren't super high numbers, but generally, you know, you can find characters that only give attack increase by 13% for 7 seconds, right? He's got attack and crit. And remember, when he crits, he has a chance to increase his power. So that's pretty cool. Let's check out his skills, because I don't know if too many people have seen his skills either. All right, there he is. Very cool. This is the next one. Some cool mix-up kicks. That's what increases his attack and crit. So here's his first finisher. Cool. That's awesome. Here's his last one. Ooh, the slow-mo was awesome. That was flashy. I like it. So here's another new one that was kind of unexpected. Number 12, Mature. Eye patch and all. Here's their leader skill. It's a little different. Increases active skill damage of all fighters by 60%. Damn! But decreases crit rate of all fighters by 4%. So it's one of those give and take. Active skill damage is really strong, so I don't know. I don't know if that's worth just getting it over just straight attack percentage, but it's cool. Here's the first core, which is pretty strong. Increases attack by 5% for 5 seconds for each attack. That stacks up to 5 times. 25% attack damage is pretty strong. And this one is a pretty common type of core here. Increases crit rate by 7% for 4 seconds upon a successful basic attack, but it resets when you land an attack. So I like those type of things. It's straightforward and it's pretty strong. You just keep building up crit until you actually do crit, and then it resets. Unfortunately, her skills aren't too much to write home about. So the first two don't do much, and then the last one just gives them a stun. So that's a little unfortunate, but she's okay. She's definitely cool. And I think her cores or make her strong enough to be usable, but probably not super competitive in like PvP or anything. Alright, so 95 Oyori's here. Kind of more on the defensive side of everything. He's got a 25% attack boost for blue, but 20% damage decrease for blue people. So more on the defensive side. His cores are more defensive as well. Decreases target's attack by 6% for 3 seconds when attacking a burned enemy. And 25% chance to be immune from an attack when HP is 50% or less. That's actually pretty strong right there. And his skills are okay. He's got 2 burns here. You can never have enough burns. The third one doesn't do much, but he's actually pretty decent for a little defensive blue character here. Alright, here's Shermie, 98, new character here. A pretty well-rounded purple element leader skill. Increases purple element fighter's attack by 25% and power charge rate by 20% and HP by 20%. So you're getting a decent chunk of increase to everything, but not excelling in any one of those categories. But I'd say that's pretty decent. So her cores, she's about starting off strong. So she starts the battle with the attack increase by 10% for 10 seconds. So you get that damage in quick, boy. Next one, obtains 12% power at the start of the stage. So she's all about Boom. Killing him right at the beginning. I don't like that so much. I mean, it is a decent number. 12% power and 10% attack. It's only for like 10 seconds, man. Like, and then Street basically has no strong cores, right? Like the unique cores. It's like, eh. First two skills, nothing special about them other than the damage is pretty high, and the third one, she just gains super armor. I mean, super armor is really strong. So, all right, mature fans, here is another gift for you. Her art looks really cool here. I like the pose. It's not like just looking straight on. Let's see, her leader skill increases purple element fighters HP by 20%, defense by 20%, and penetration by 10. Not so good. She inflicts a pretty hefty bleed when critting, and she increases penetration by 4.8%. See this trend here of the first two skills not doing too much. Also, the damage is pretty low. And her third skill increases penetration by 12% when attacking. So, not so great. She looks cool, but not so great. So here is Silent Night Kasumi. She's all about sexism. I'll show you what I mean. First one increases attack by 60% if female fighters' HP is 7% or more, which I think is a pretty decent leader skill. You know, just don't take damage. All right, here are her cores. Decreases damage received by 20%. Dang! PvP exclusive decreases an additional 10% if attacked by a male. Sexism. Just kidding. Recovers HP by 3% upon defeating an enemy. PvP exclusive recovers an additional 9% if defeated enemy is a male. Kind of funny. Here's her power here. Her skills, I should say. First one, she does it tames 5% power. In the PvP exclusive, she gains another 5% when the target is male. Second skill doesn't do much. The third one does chill damage, equal to 27% of attack to target every 1 second for 7 seconds upon landing the skill. PvP exclusive does an additional chill damage equal to 70% of attack to target is males. Dang, son. That's pretty crazy. Alright, up next, got lovely Mei Lee. Congratulations to all you Mei Lee fans. I know there's not too many of her in the game yet. So she increases defense type fighters' attack by 35% and decreases their damage received by 12%. So pretty decent. I like that it's I like ones that are more well-rounded instead of just a flat color. Although those can be strong too. But I like the variety. So when she's attacked, she reflects 15% of damage received for 5 seconds and decreases the attacker's power by 15%. That's a 20-second cooldown because it's pretty strong. Increases attack equal to 35% of defense for 7 seconds upon landing an active skill. That I like a lot because she's got to have a lot of defense. Here's some of her super skills. First skill, she gains super armor. Can be used while being attacked. That's really strong. There's a few characters that have stuff like that. Paul's one I can think of off the top of my head. Next one, gains super armor as well for 3 seconds when using a skill. 100% chance to ignore target's guard upon successfully hitting them with the attack. So she's got 2 super armors. One she can do while being hit. The other one that they can't block. And the last one disables enemy's guard for 4 seconds upon landing the skill. So, man, nobody blocking against this girl. She's going to kick the crap out of you. That's her goal. So she's pretty good, I'd say. That's hilarious. So Cherry Blossom Festival Joe is here. You can hear him sing. Highly recommend clicking on him to hear that lovely little tune. So he increases male fighters' attack by 12% for every 20 combos, and that stacks up to 3 times. I don't know about that, man. I don't think that's too good. 20 combos, I mean, it's not too hard to get there, but I don't know. So he decreases cooldowns of active skills by 0.2 seconds upon landing a basic attack. That's really good because lowering active skill cooldowns can be nuts. So, and also he increases crit damage by 30% when combo count is 20 or above. I think the count is a little steep on both his leader skill and this. Not that it's too hard to get there, I get it, but that's, I mean, just think you're getting 0 benefit till you hit somebody 20 times, and that's how much damage you lost on if it was just like an attack percentage from the get-go or from a lower count or whatever it was, you know. I don't like that. His first 2 skills aren't anything to write about. His third one decreases target's attack by 14% for 7 seconds upon landing the skill. That one's pretty okay. Unfortunately, Joe is Leona-proof weakling and not Charmy-proof handsome, so I'm sorry, bro. Even though I love Joe, love playing him in the games, I can't use him. I'm just kidding, but it's an interesting character, though. Especially his core of lowering the active skill cooldowns. That could be fun to play with. Alright, here's a big one I know a lot of people were looking forward to. Lovely Iris. So her leader skill is pretty freaking buff. Increases red element fighters attack by 65%, man. That's huge numbers. And there's no downside to it. A lot of time when you're getting to like the 60% percentile on the leader skills, they generally will bump it down with like some kind of, you're losing 10% of something, so it equals about 50. Whenever you're getting one that's above 50, you'll see some characters that have like 55% attack percentage towards something very specific. But seeing one at 65%, that's a pretty strong one. Take a look at her core. Increases crit rate by 7% for 4 seconds for each attack. Now this resets on critical hit. Remember I said this is a pretty common thing that they have in these characters, this core type right here. 7% is a pretty chunky number though. Next one, gains super armor for 3 seconds upon landing a crit hit. Now I think like baseball Shermie has something like this. Now she was more defensive type, but this can be pretty strong. It's a 15-second cooldown, so it's not like something you're going to be getting all the time. This could be a little stronger. I like her skills a lot. So it increases attack by 27% for 7 seconds. Obviously, that's a strong one. Next one, pretty huge. Disables target strike active skills for 3 seconds when a successful skill, guard included, ends. So that's a really strong skill. PvP, obviously. Third one, she gains super armor. Alright, here's the Silent Knight, Pala Pala. Now she's got the bells on her head and the eye on the stick. You know, the eye's got to be somewhere. So she increases Nest Fighter's attack by 30%, crit rate by 5, and crit damage by 30. So that's I like that leader skill, honestly. 30% crit damage is pretty high. It's not too common that you come across a bunch of crit damage in KOF All-Stars. You'll see crit, you'll see attack, not too much crit damage. So her cores increase crit rate by 4% for 5 seconds and crit damage by 7% when attacking a shocked enemy. That can stack up to 5 times. Next one, restores 3% HP every 1 second for 5 seconds when attacked while stunned, frozen, petrified. That has a 30-second cooldown. First skill increases her damage by 20% for 7 seconds. That's pretty good. Second skill doesn't do much. Third one, drops lightning on target upon landing a skill. Increases active skill damage, increases active skill cooldown by 2 seconds. Deals shock damage equal to 30% of attack every 1 second for 5 seconds. That is a pretty strong skill, man. She's definitely usable. They also have Silent Knight Chingu, but nobody cares. I'm just kidding. Let's talk about him real quick. So he increases Winter Holiday Fighter's attack by 50%. Decent. With everybody in here, there's some decent Winter Holiday characters. I'm just going to call it Christmas. Decreases the cooldown of active skills by 0.6 seconds upon defeating an enemy. That could be pretty nuts. With like stages with lots of little dudes. Increases attack by 30%. Crit damage by 30% upon attacking when the enemy count is on the field is 2 or more. So this dude's all about beating up lots of weak dudes. First skill increases penetration by 500 for 7 seconds. Almost said 500%. Second skill, not much to talk about. Third skill increases a skill damage by 30% when HP is 60% or more. I like that. I like that a lot. Skill damage is pretty strong. It's not too hard to stay above 60%. I actually like him a decent amount. Maybe not for PvP or anything, but I'd say he's pretty good for a lot of different modes. Okay, I think I talked about all the non-Fest characters, or pretty close to all of them. If I missed one, my bad. Let's talk about the 3 new Fest characters. First one, Silent Knight Elizabeth. One of the very few super buff female Fest characters. So she increases balance type fighters attack by 30% and crit rate by 9%. Yeah, that's a decent one. So her first core, she recovers max HP by 2.4% every 3 seconds and decreases damage received by 30% if HP is 50% or more. So she's all about healing up and staying healthy. That's a really strong core, man. Next one, increases attack by 5% for 5 seconds for each attack. That stacks up to 5 times. So I love those type of cores, man. Now, PvP exclusive part decreases damage received by 70% upon receiving an ultimate move when HP is 49% or less. So somebody hits you with a super later on in your health pool, man, it's gonna do next to nothing. So that's a pretty dang good skill, or core I should say. Now let's look at her skills. That's a long paragraph. So first one, deals damage and gains hyper armor, which is super and damage immunity. Deals chill damage equal to 29% of attack to the target for 1 second. Every 1 seconds. That's messing with my head. For 7 seconds upon landing the skill. So super armor and does chill. Next one, 35% to freeze the enemy for 2 seconds and a successful skill, guard included. So they're blocking it. 35% chance they might still get frozen. A PvP exclusive decreases enemies' movement speed by 30% and they can't roll. That's you can see why she's strong. Third one reflects 20% of damage taken for 5 seconds and increases attack by 27% for 7 seconds. Yeah. You see why she's strong? She's nuts, man. Let's check out her skills. Alright, here she is in action. Just in case you've never seen her do her thing. Here we go. Just hits him with a bunch of ice. Gains that super armor, or hyper armor. Just real quick, lots of movement through the stage here. Here's her third one. Dang, that's cool. Here's her finisher. Very cool. Okay, here is her last one. Presents everywhere, boy. I like it. So Elizabeth is a really strong green unit, one of the strongest in the game. I think even among the other Fest green units, she's one of the stronger ones. So I definitely am going to put her on my list of trying to get. She's cool. It's Elizabeth. There's not too much Elizabeth in the game. And this is a strong one. So definitely one I'm going to be trying to get. So another strong green unit added to the game, which is good. 'Cause I felt like we were needing some. I know there's some strong ones, I get it, but like I feel like green was a little needing some love. So he increases green element fighters' attack by 35% and defense by 15%. His cores decreases the target's HP, recovery, and power charge rate by 80% for 5 seconds upon landing the active skill as a crit hit. I think it's strong. I think it can be strong. It's different, right? So the power charge rate is what I'm more interested in. HP recovery can be pretty relevant for a lot of characters. But I know this could help against a lot of matchups and different modes too. The second one is a PvP exclusive. 70% chance to remove buffs from a target's active skills upon landing active skills. Now, it only has a 10-second cooldown. That's not that bad. So he is going to cancel everybody's buffs on their active skill. That's pretty strong. His first one just is a really strong skill. Increases attack by 28% for 7 seconds and becomes immune to damage. That's a buff. That's a buff skill. Next one deals shock damage. And that's a strong one there. And the third one gains super armor for 3 seconds when using a skill. 50% chance to stun the enemy for 2 seconds on a successful skill, guard included. So, man, his skills are buff. Alright, here we go. Here's his first one. Yeah. Man, I love playing this dude. Cool skill. Here's his third one. Awesome. Take a look at his finishers here. Here's the next one. Cool. Alright. His third one here. Yeah. That's the one I always like to use in the games because it looks so sick. Alright, so he's really strong. I'm going to try to get Elizabeth first over him. Don't give me that attitude, okay? I see you looking at me. I do want to get him eventually. I just like some of her stuff a little bit better. But, man, I like his skills a lot. Alright, the last one. The one I'm most excited for. Love me some Rock Howard. Like his leader skill a lot. Increases Fatal Fury fighters' attack by 55%. There's some pretty strong Fatal Fury fighters, okay? So that is awesome. So upon landing his Reppuken EX skill, guard included, 100% chance to reset the cooldown of Hard Edge. And that has a 50%, not 50%, bleh, 15-second cooldown. I'm going crazy reading all these seconds and percentages. Recovers HP by 5% every second for 3 seconds when petrified or stunned. Then gains Hyper Armor, which is super armor and enemy immunity for 3 seconds. Holy smokes. That's a lot in one little core, man. Could you just put some more in there? Just put some more in there. Just make them fly. Next one. Decreases damage received by 4% for 5 seconds when attacked if HP is 49% or less. And that stacks to 10. Increases attack by 50% and defense if HP is 50% or more. Such a strong core. That is awesome. Here's his first one. This is the one that resets the cooldown for the next one on his course that we just spoke about. Increases penetration by 600 for 7 seconds. Disables enemy's guard for 4 seconds upon landing the skill. And then that's a blast. So you can do that from a distance. Gained super armor for 3 seconds when using a skill. 100% chance to ignore target's guard. And it has a PvP exclusive. Decreases attack by 70% for 3 seconds when successfully hitting a target with super armor or hyper armor. There's a lot of characters have super and hyper armor, which is why they're really strong, right? So this is kind of like an anti that move. Baseball Vanessa has stuff that's kind of like that too. Next one just gives some straight up 27% attack buff. That is fantastic. Alright, here he is in all of his glory. Here's his first move. Yeah! Awesome, dude. I want him so bad. Oh, it's so cool. Here is his third one. Nice. First finisher. Yeah. Second one. Alright, cool. Here is his last one. Oh, get it! Oh my god. So cool, man. So cool. Alright, so that's it for all the characters that are added. I may have missed one or two of them, I think. But for the most part, I got them all. I think there may have been Leona I didn't talk about. But, so this video is going on a little long. So there's also a bunch of new battle cards that came out. I may want to talk about that. Also a set card exchange. That's pretty exciting. So I may talk about that stuff in another video. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you guys are excited about all the new characters like I am. I wish you luck in your summons, getting the characters you want. God bless you guys, and you have a blessed day, y'all.